What's happening, folks? Hope you're all well. Imminence are back with their second single off presumably an upcoming album at some point. It's not been announced yet. I don't know if it's been announced with this single just yet because I'm listening to this a little bit early. I've gotten the video sent to me in my emails. Shout out to Edward Burgikins for that one. But we're going to listen to this one today. It's called False Lie. This is the second single they've released in the past month or so, now signed to Sumerian Records. The first one was called The Sword That Never Bends, which I thought was incredible. It seems to have gotten like pretty positive feedback. A lot of people love it. But obviously with them now being signed to Sumerian with a much bigger platform, there's going to be the naysayers or people are like, oh, Imminence have sold out and all this kind of shit. It's part and parcel of the whole thing. It comes with the territory. They're doing fine. Imminence, False Lie. Let's check it out. It seems to be a continuation and a storyline running with this album cycle. They're doing all the cryptic shit on Instagram as well, which is cool to see. Let's go. Already very similar. So much fucking swag, man. No big clean chorus for this one, okay? Okay, they're doing it again. They've certainly found a shtick with the violin bow and the guitar. They've always been a band that's pulled out the violin. Obviously, they're a very violin-centric band with metalcore. No. Fuck, that's so cute. Don't even think about leaving him there, bro. No. Okay, right. Is this reminding me of like Vikings or something? Is it Vikings that it's reminding me of? I don't know. Vikings and Game of Thrones, a little bit of a crossover there. But that was a fucking interesting song, man. I'm a little bit lost for words. I think I might have to listen to that one again because it is sonically from the guitar tones and everything, and the scream vocals very similar, and the actual verse delivery as well. It's a very interesting vocal delivery, because to me personally, that kind of vocal delivery doesn't translate very well live, and not just Imminence doing it, but most bands doing that type of vocal delivery in the verses, because it's very anti-live vocals, if that makes sense, in like an arena or a big stage, because it's intrinsically chill and kind of sexy and like laid back and stripped back intentionally. So it can be a little bit hard, especially when it's competing for space with all the different instruments. So it's another song that's very intentionally doing that style. Let me listen again. Okay, I have been deliberating back and forth with this song. I've listened to it a couple of times, and I'm like trying to force myself to really love it, but I'm not loving it as much as the likes of God-Fearing Man and The Sword That Never Bends. And what I'm coming to realize that with Imminence, what I seem to really enjoy is songs like that. The Death Shall Have No Dominion was a bit of a shock, because they went into like a deathcore realm, which we'd not really heard much of from Imminence, if at all, in the past. And as much as I could appreciate that as being fun, I didn't love it half as much as when God-Fearing Man dropped. I was like, yes, this is so much fucking sexier. This is way more up my street. So I'm starting to realize the pattern that these types of songs with Imminence aren't as interesting to me. I didn't find this song to have any real crazy hook in it, whether it be in the instrumentals or the actual vocal deliveries and the melodies, that really pulled me in. Now, the chorus is growing on me a little bit, and it's definitely a different type of chorus to what we got in The Sword That Never Bends, and even in God-Fearing Man, where it's like screamed. It's very reminiscent of like Architects in their kind of Holy Hell era. It's that type of melody, which I like, but it just doesn't feel like the most interesting song in the world. Instrumentally, especially from the guitar standpoint, it's fun, but again, it's in that realm of like kind of slam. It's like brutal death metal in many ways, with some of those chords, the dum 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 dum. It's that type of guitar work, which is groovy, but it's more focused on a slow, sludgy type of brutal beatdown that I generally don't really love across all genres. If I want to groove, I like it to be a little bit more up-tempo and a little bit more riff orientated. This is more like kind of dum 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 dum, like I mentioned, which suits the song. It serves the vibe of the song. It's a kind of brutal beatdown song, but it's not like, it's not that kind of groove that I would really orientate towards normally. So not a bad song from Imminence by any stretch of the imagination at all. I do like that they're kind of changing up their sound a little bit from The Black, because I didn't want to hear like another version of The Black. Again, this one really reminds me of Architects in many ways. I know Imminence have always kind of carried that around with them. They've been compared to Architects a lot with violins, but I don't think that's the worst comparison, because again, Architects could do with sounding like old Architects right now. I'm not going to lie. But not my favorite song from Imminence. Interested to see where this goes. I'm trying to hold my tongue a little bit, because I did hang out with the Imminence boys there when they were in Portugal. Fucking sickest dudes ever, man. They're so fucking cool. And I'll reserve anything. I'll reserve saying anything for now, because all of it will come to light. This sounds like I'm like about to cancel Imminence. It's not that at all. It's just that with obviously the music releases and everything, I don't want to speak out of turn. So we will discuss all of that at a later date. But not a bad song. Not a bad song by any stretch. I did enjoy it. I think it will grow on me in the context of a potential future project. I think it'll be better. Much more prefer. I'm starting to get to know Imminence a little bit better. I've heard a lot of their music, but I think what really clicks with me is the songs that maybe are a little bit more dynamic and a little bit more balanced across the board, like your God-Fearing Mans, that do have heavy moments in it, but they also have, you know, maybe a riff, obviously the isolated violin section that's very cinematic and theatrical, a nice melody in the vocals. When it comes to the actual chorus, yes, there is melody in the scream vocals, but I like a good singing verse or singing chorus. The verses are interesting as well. I mentioned that, like, I've seen them live recently, obviously, like I mentioned. Now, I don't think the venue sound was very good, but I did feel like some of the verses that they're kind of going with the new stuff is very sexy and like, which can get lost a little bit in the PA system, because you have like the fucking distorted guitars, the drums going, you have backing tracks or whatever they use. So it does get a little bit lost. So it's interesting to see that they're leaning more into that. But I suppose they've always had that in their music. It's not really a new thing, but it does feel like extra sexual and like, you know. Anyways, that's all from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of the new song. Do you prefer this one or the first single, God-Fearing Man? Not God-Fearing Man, sorry, The Sword That Never Bends. Let me know. Leave a like. Make sure you're sub. See you in the next one, guys. Cheers.